pretty boring, really quiet, apart from the frogs that wouldn't shut up all night. You get great sleep around here at the moment. I'm going to try my hardest to try and get as many bites as possible. I think I've seen about 10 cruising, and they're mostly cruising up and down the island, so they're right over the bait spot. So to cheer myself up, I've made myself a lovely cup of tea. Yeah, that's good. At least I've got a bite, at least I've had something. Get the rod back in and hopefully I'll get another one before it gets too dark. Well, I am back at Monk Lakes, on the Members Lakes again. It is a lovely day, really warm, really sunny. When I turned up, I noticed that there was a few people on, so I wasn't sure what swim I was going to be able to get hold of. I did have a little look round and tried to figure out where I was going to go. Last time I did really well in a swim, which I kind of had in my head that I might try and get into that one if I could, but I'm afraid I couldn't get into there, so I'm fishing the swim literally opposite. I want to fish the same water or similar water because I came here last weekend to film for CarpBasics and the carp started spawning on here and I saw a lot of them up in this corner. Clearly they were getting together when I was fishing it down here last. Got a nice island in front of me and a nice bay. I can see a little bit more of the bay from this corner. It's a bit more of an angle to swim, but looks really good. And I had a look around and I thought, oh, it looks really nice out there. You know, set myself up and I started to notice a few carp on the surface. I decided straight away that I was going to try on the surface because I saw them carp. Thought might as well go. I put in some biscuits. The odd one, took the odd one. That was it, really. I had a little go. I had a little cast out. Maybe I thought, maybe if I can just lower it close to them, they might take it. The odd one was taking them, so something might happen. Nothing happened, and it sort of died off really. The more biscuits I put in, the less carp came up, and eventually practically none. So I gave up on that, so I decided to just go straight, get all the rods on the bottom and close into the margin and maybe close up towards the island and maybe I'll get something. I have seen a few carp cruising up and down close to the island since, so they are still here. They're just not in here in as big as numbers as they were when I started. Maybe it was a bit more sheltered down here. There was no one fishing in this corner, so, and on this side anyway. So yeah, I think they probably were sheltered. I decided to do exactly the same as what I did before, but 2 on the island and 1 in the margin. So 2 on the island, I've gone about 6 foot apart for the rods. So 1 right, 1 left, and I put a load of spawns in between. And I think that that's a good opportunity to get a quick bite because, like I said, most of the carp I saw were against the island. So there's an opportunity to get a quick one on that one. Last time I did, but to be honest, they did spawn last weekend, so I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be really hungry. I'm not surprised that they're not going to be super on the feed. I think the odd one will take them, but that's all going to happen really. A couple of carp apparently have been caught, so there's always an opportunity to get 1 or 2. I'm going to try my hardest to try and get as many bites as possible. I'll see really. And I've cast the other one down the margin. I had to wade out to cast because it's a bit narrow this swim. The one on the island's okay, it's a little bit tricky, but I could cast. But the one down there I just couldn't get around the corner at all. So I had to wade out and cast along. I found this bush that's sort of maybe 3/4 of the way along this margin, and I thought that's a good marker so I can mark up. I've gone about 12 foot out from that and I spread a load of mix all over the place. I've spread it up and down, further out, spread it. I want it all over the place out there, and I just want to be able to just allow the carp to just move around and feed on all those little bits that are spread right out, and eventually hopefully I'll pick my hook bait up. So the baits that I've got, the ones on the island are both on 12mm pop-ups. One is on a yellow ocean fruit 12mm pop-up, and the other one is on a pink. Now these are new, these ones, so they're washed out pink. I thought I might as well have a go. It's a bit different. Last time I was catching on the little ocean fruit 12mm, yellow obviously, of course. But I thought I'd have a go at the pink. Pink's a really good colour, does do a lot of bites. I thought I might as well have a go. I've got they're pretty much on the same spot, so you know, I might as well have a little go and little play with the other rod and you know, try a different tactic on that one. You know, never know, it might pay off. And they're both on helicopter setups on Ronnie rigs with them little 12 millers, and the one in the margin is actually on a Dumbell Nut Wafter tipped off a microplastic horn, and last time I had a couple of bites on that as well, so that's the reason I've got back on that, and I think that's going to do the business down the margins. You know, that I had 2 on that on last time, so you know, I think that's a good bet as well. I'll get some bites on that. Obviously the pink is a bit more different that I've been doing recently, but I thought I might as well have a go and just see what happens really on that one. And the one down the margin is on the lead clip with a Ronnie rig as well. Obviously it's on the lead clip because I don't really want to cast that far down the margin. I'm only just like casting it around the corner or just along, so I don't really need to do it that much, and I think a lead clip's absolutely fine down there. Well, the mix I'm using, the one I'm putting on the island and putting down the margin, same mix. I'm fishing sweet corn, I've got some all nut 12mm bottom baits in there, I've got some 15mm red lobster boilies that I'm just putting in halves, and I've also got some all nut pellets and some red lobster pellets in there as well. What they actually do here is actually, when no one's fishing on the lake, what they do is go around to put some pellets in and some maize. So my kind of thing is I want to copy that. So with the sweet corn and the pellets, it's basically representing what they naturally get fed here. The other bait is just putting in some boilies and stuff just to add a bit extra to it, and also something a bit more better for the carp as well. Boilies are much more higher protein for them, definitely grows them on. I think it's a good mix, and I'm happy with it. I think at the moment I'm probably going to stick with it for a bit longer. I may tweak it slightly, but I think that's what I'm going to stick to. Also putting some red lobster glug in there as well, putting a good helping in. I want to put some oil in there, and I want extra traction, just an extra leakage of the bait, just to try and draw in carp, and hopefully it draws in something for today, and hopefully I'll get something. Let's see. Well, it's been a couple of hours and nothing's happened at all. It's been pretty quiet. After obviously seeing the carp on the surface when I started, and you know, I thought that was a good opportunity to get them up on the surface, but there wasn't enough activity to even get anything. But the only thing I have seen since I obviously cast out is a few carp cruising around, but not that many. I think I've seen about 10 cruising, and they're mostly cruising up and down the island, so they're right over the bait spot, just not doing anything at the moment. They're not bothered. Like I keep saying, they spawned last week, so I didn't think they were much in the mood for feeding. Maybe later on this evening, or maybe even tomorrow morning, they might start feeding, but we'll see really. Got a good couple of hours left before it gets dark, and it may occur, but I think probably tomorrow morning might be the best chance of getting something when it's a bit cooler. I think that might be it, but we'll see, and hopefully I'll get some in the next couple of hours. If not, maybe tomorrow morning will be it, and I'm just be lucky to get one. I think at the moment, as things are going, that will do. So let's see if I can get anything. Well, managed to get a bite. Only a small one, about 12 pound. This one was caught in the margins on the all nut wafter dumbbell, tipped off microplastic corn. At least I've got a bite, at least I've had something. I thought that I wasn't going to get anything until the morning. I thought maybe when it cools down in the evening there could be a chance, but I'm really lucky to get a bite. I'm going to get the rod back in, and hopefully I'll get another one before it gets too dark. So let's see. Alright, it's getting back. Woo. Well, nothing happened overnight. Pretty boring, really quiet. Apart from the frogs that wouldn't shut up all night. You get great sleep around here in the moment. Last time I was here, they were absolutely pain in the neck and they were really loud. This time, there's not so many close in where I'm fishing, but you can hear them from all around the lakes. And yeah, they're pretty loud overall, and they keep you up most of the night. So first thing this morning, it looked really good. I saw a couple of creases, bow waves, I even saw a carp jump, which is really good. I've seen plenty of activity up against the island. Not much in the margins really, I didn't really see that much, maybe a few roach and things like that. And then suddenly out of nowhere I got a take, which I could not believe. It just suddenly ripped off, I picked into it, it felt decent, it was moving very slowly. It went to go towards my other lines, so I sort of changed the angle of my rod and the hook just pinged out. An absolute gutter. I don't know how I lost it. Apart from changing that angle of line, there was nothing else that was wrong with it. The hook was nice and sharp, there was nothing wrong with the rig or anything, so I don't know what happened at all. I didn't know what to do next really, but I just picked myself back up again and go on and cast the rod back out, get it back out, get it in position, get some bait over it, maybe it'll go again. But so far nothing else has happened. I have seen a few creases and a few sort of like swirls and stuff over the bait spot in the margin. That was the one that went, which is unusual because obviously the island was kicking off big time yesterday. There was lots of carp out there, bow waving and swimming up and down, and this morning they were like that, but the margin one is the one that went. So yeah, didn't expect it really, considering it's really shallow up there. It's about 2 foot deep where I'm fishing, but I'm seeing activity down there, so maybe there could be an opportunity again, but I'm not entirely sure. I think the island is probably my best opportunity at the moment. In a bit I'll probably bring in both the rods up against the island. I'll probably refresh the hook baits and recast. I'm not going to put any more bait in. I put in about 8 spoms yesterday. I've got plenty of bait in on that area and nothing's happened, so I'm just going to recast the rods and maybe that will make something happen. You never know, sometimes it does. Just repositioning the rig or refreshing the hook bait sometimes can just get you a quick bite. So to cheer myself up, I've made myself a lovely cup of tea. Yeah, that's good. I make myself feel a bit more carpy and cheer myself up obviously, because it's been a bit of a disaster really losing that carp this morning. Just because they spawned last weekend, I wasn't sure if they were going to be on the feed or not, and I got one which I was really happy with, and I managed to get another. I'm hearing a few things about a few carp coming out, you know, the odd one, the odd two, but nothing that much has come out, so having 2 bites and a quick overnighter, it's pretty good. I think I'd be lucky to get one more really, but I'm just going to keep trying and keep going until something happens. If not, at least I give it a really good go. I am planning to come back next week and do 2 nights on here instead of just one, and maybe I might be able to put something together. Maybe I might be able to get more than 1 or 2 and build on the spot, and maybe I might be able to get just a few more bites overall. It'll give me more time on the bank, it'll give me more time to sort of make those changes and make more happen. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, but let's see if I can get one more for the end of the session. I've got probably about 3 or 4 hours left, so let's see if I can make something happen at least. So I'm going to get on, bring those rods in, refresh the hook baits, get them back out, and hopefully something happens soon. Well, didn't manage to get anything else after that loss. You know, you win some, you lose some, I suppose. At least I had one carp, not exactly a big one, but I'm happy that I've had something. I could have easily blanked. So I've tried really hard. I've even recast the rods and checked on baits, refreshed them, you know, all the things you do to try and get yourself a quick bite, and nothing's happened. But at least I've tried and gave it my best effort, and you know, at least I caught something. Well, all I'm going to say is thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.